Straight ahead on 12 News Weekend, the kind of theft that can be tough to solve.
There's a lot of money sitting around.
Then, spicing up school lunch.
Okay, this one is really good, the honey roasted apples and carrots.
How Osseo area schools are making it more tasty and colorful. But first, the last-minute rush to sign up for health care. We'll show you the local effort to help people wade through MNsure. 12 News Weekend starts right now. Hello, and thanks for joining us on 12 News Weekend. I'm Delane Cleveland.
And I'm Shannon Slatton. The clock is ticking to sign up for health insurance through MNsure, the state's online marketplace.
The deadline is Monday, and as a result, the effort to get the uninsured enrolled has ramped up considerably.
You plan to make Minnesota
Tucked in a room at a North Memorial Clinic in Brooklyn Park,
And what is your preferred contact method?
my Ang Lee helps people through a series of questions in an attempt to get them signed up for MNsure.
Just for the previous month, I help over 200 people.
Lee works for the nonprofit group Portico HealthNet.
then we're gonna add a
She's
symbol
helped people
and,
sign up for MNsure since the site launched.
So a lot of the time, clients will come and, would I even qualify for anything if I don't make anything, or is my income too high? So you kind of just have to walk them through that process.
This is just one of hundreds of MNsure enrollment sessions organized across the state
do you
this
feel
week, leading up to the March
comfortable typing in, or
31st
do you-
open enrollment deadline.
So the penalty for not having insurance is $95 for one adult or 1% of your income, whichever is greater. And children are also mandated, which is, I think, something that a lot of people don't realize.
Someone trying to beat that deadline is Cheryl Booker.
I had part-time insurance benefits through my company, and that ended as of December the 1st of last year.
However, after walking through the process
Okay,
with Lee,
so if you have Medicare, then that's a little bit different. You
Booker
don't
discovered
actually
she
have to
wasn't eligible for MNsure because she already had Medicare.
Well, it was a good experience just to know where I am, what I can apply for and what I can't apply for.
At the beginning, people didn't usually associate the term good experience with MNsure due to technical issues. But these navigators hope to change that stigma as the deadline draws closer.
There's been a lot of fixes too, so we're hopeful that, they can actually go on to create the account.
Well, not having insurance will result in a tax penalty. Depending on income levels, that could be $95 or 1% of your annual income.
The clock is also ticking in the Anoka Hennepin School District. A 6-hour marathon negotiation session on Thursday resulted in no deal to head off a possible teacher strike. A teachers union spokesperson says both sides made minimal progress on bridging their differences. The two key sticking points remain pay and health insurance benefits. Union officials believe the district's proposed salary changes would hurt younger teachers.
They want to slow down the progress of the salary schedule for our younger teachers. They want to add one more year between where they are and the top of the salary schedule.
Do you think they should get a raise?
No. Our economy is still struggling. I think teachers should be grateful that they have a job like myself.
The Anoka Hennepin Teachers Union has scheduled a strike authorization vote for April 17th.
As spring construction picks up, so does a problem for area home builders. Several $1,000s worth of supplies and tools were stolen at work sites this month in Plymouth and Maple Grove. Alexander Renslow has more.
We're just doing all the final paint touch-ups. Kind of the plumbers are finishing up, appliances are being put in.
This $1 million Plymouth home is almost finished, but it's already been touched by crime.
At this house just mid-December, just lost all the roofing stuff over the weekend.
$3,000 worth of supplies stolen from the yard. Sadly, project manager Jake Lee had seen a worse case the year before.
The worst was where we had all the appliances, a lot of the lighting, the plumbing. That was probably more in the 12 grand range. You have the time that's lost too is kind of the worst part.
We see lumber and tools, supplies and materials. Thieves see an opportunity.
There's a lot of money sitting around.
Weekends are often when the thefts occur. Construction sites are quiet and materials disappear.
They can get in, get out, nobody's witnessing them coming in and out. So there seems to be a different pattern for that.
This year we've had approximately 5 that are construction site related.
Maple Grove police are familiar with the ongoing problem. It's why they do surveillance.
We use video equipment, we use audio equipment, we use alarms that will notify us if someone tampers with the trailer.
Without surveillance, worksite thefts can become tough crimes to solve, especially if tools aren't marked or builders don't record equipment serial numbers.
You don't usually get anything back. They typically don't find the guy, so you kind of just chalk it up as a loss.
Jake Lee and his company have had to eat the loss with each of their thefts, and the impact is always tough to swallow.
Especially for our tradesmen that lose their tools. I mean, that really is their livelihood.
That's Alexander Renslow reporting. Police suggest work sites upgrade their locks to a disc-style lock with hardened steel and use a tongue lock on all trailers.
In our week in review, Robbinsdale begins the task of moving on after the city's police chief was arrested in a prostitution sting. Steve Smith was one of 11 men arrested in February during a prostitution sting in Coon Rapids. The arrest came to light this week when he abruptly resigned from his job. Smith is charged with a misdemeanor. Robbinsdale officials say hiring a new chief could take 3 to 6 months. Responding to future traffic needs, the city of Brooklyn Park is studying building an interchange at Highway 169 and 101st Avenue. The city is anticipating growth with the extension of Highway 610 and available land to develop. City officials expect the number of people working in Brooklyn Park to double by the year 2030. And we learned more this week about plans to redo the Brooklyn Park signature golf course, Edinburgh, USA. Construction will start in April on what managers say will eventually be a totally different course. Every bunker will be redone, some of them eliminated. The goal is to make the course better for average golfers and also maintain its elite level status. You perhaps don't remember school lunch like this.
Up next, we'll show you how the cafeteria cuisine is getting a makeover at Osseo area schools. Then later in sports, Wayzata's baseball team is hoping to make a return trip to the state tournament.
But first, after a weekend warm-up, temperatures start to fall again on Monday, so enjoy it.
Not only do they help people in need, the folks at CEAP have a good sense of humor. They put out this video on YouTube to highlight this year's March Foodshare campaign. CEAP serves about 1,400 families every month. When it comes to food, the Osseo School District is trying to improve its cafeteria cuisine.
The district received a grant from Hennepin County so staff could take cooking lessons. And as Sonia Goins reports, it's an effort to encourage healthier eating at school.
Basil and oregano and chili powder and cayenne pepper and a little spicier.
Bam!
Kids like a little spice.
Jane Sword is not Emerald, but she knows her way around the kitchen.
This one is really good, the honey roasted apples and carrots.
She took a cooking class with professional chef Marshall O'Brien.
The kids really like that one.
He helped the crew to kick up their veggies at Maple Grove Senior High.
We really started getting more into spices and making our own sauces.
They've turned plain into something more pleasable.
Thyme, sage, rosemary.
It just tastes good.
Students say the menu is more appetizing.
I really like the cauliflower broccoli one that we have with the Parmesan cheese. Me and all my friends and I, we just love that one. I like the carrots and broccoli here. It's a lot healthier and it's just different varieties and they try to change different recipes up.
Some of the students say the old menu wasn't much to write home about. And the veggies were kind of bland.
Peas are peas. Those ones you can't touch too much.
Maybe the Brussels sprouts and all those carrots sometime overcooked. Yeah, sometimes I toss them out, just keep it on the side.
They look good, you want to eat them.
But now more students are piling on the vegetables and even trying new things.
I like trying new things and I think with them adding more and stuff, it gives me more opportunities to try it.
And that's a win-win for everyone.
The kids are eating them, they're getting used to them, more in abundance, and so it makes us all happy when they're eating nutritious meals.
In Maple Grove, Sonia Goins, 12 News.
The district says it hopes to implement more improvements throughout the year. Still ahead, one couple's prom just got a lot less expensive thanks to a Maple Grove store.
But first, Maple Grove's softball team looks like a championship contender this spring. That's coming up in sports with Jay Wilcox. Welcome back. Jay Wilcox joins us now with sports, and it doesn't feel like spring outside, but we're already talking baseball.
It's getting to the point where they're going to need to make some decisions on these early games. They definitely want to get things going. High school baseball teams are hoping to get outside soon. Jason Malillo caught up with the defending Section 6 3A champion Wayzata Trojans for a season preview.
The Trojans are where they usually are this time of year, under the dome at Wayzata Central Middle School.
We're used to it and we expect it. It certainly could be a lot worse if you were in a high school gym somewhere.
But come May, Wayzata hopes to be playing for another section title. The Trojans made an exciting run last spring, staving off elimination twice and going to the state tournament for just the second time in school history.
The state didn't go the way we wanted it to, but certainly the experience of getting through section and battling those tough teams, it's something we're looking forward to, and hopefully we get a chance to get that close again.
It was a great experience to just go there and be a part of the tournament. But I mean, we took a part that you actually have to win the day and win the inning every single game, and you can't just look forward to something that you don't know if you're going to make or not.
Wayzata has a good chance to repeat last year's success. Most of the starters return, and the Trojans also have a good crop of young players.
I think we have a big advantage in just knowing those little things that end up winning the game or losing the game. I think in baseball especially, that's really what happens. It's a game of inches, and I think since we have a lot of older guys, I think we're going to have an advantage in that part of the game.
Head coach Bobby DeWitt is particularly optimistic about the pitching staff. It's a group with experience and depth.
In my opinion, I think we're going to be even stronger with pitching. You know, we lost a few key guys, but we return a lot. We have probably 3 to 4 guys we could consider number one as far as talent goes.
With a lot of melting, Wayzata will play its first game on April 10th. Jason Malillo, 12 Sports.
And that season opener for the Trojans will be at Apple Valley. Well, the Maple Grove softball team is also coming off a state tournament appearance, and they look like a contender again. When you return 7 starters from a team that placed 4th in the state tournament, it's fair to say that expectations are high for the Maple Grove softball team this spring.
From what we've seen so far, we've got a lot of talent, and we can really go out there, we can hit, and that's basically the biggest part of the game.
And, you know, we set a few different goals for this year of what we kind of wanted to accomplish as a team and how we wanted to go about things with our hitting, our fielding, and our pitching. And the kids have really responded to it, and they've really taken it to heart of what we're asking them to do. And you're starting to see some results already just after 2 weeks.
It starts with pitching, and the Crimson have one of the best in junior Sydney Smith. There's plenty of talent around her, too. Catcher infielder Jordan Mauk has committed to play for Minnesota State Mankato. Slugging first baseman Sarah Southern, center fielder Sammy Sadler, and second baseman Josie Roll will also be counted on a lot. The returners have improved, too.
We started doing some workouts during the off season to make sure that we were improving during the season. I can tell people in practice are definitely working harder than ever before.
At Maple Grove, they're eager to take the field and show that they're a contender in the conference, section, and even for a state title. Maple Grove is scheduled to open the season at home against Champlin Park April 9th. On this week's Sports Jam show here on Channel 12, John Jacobson and I unveiled our picks for the 2014 Sports Jam all-area girls and boys hockey and basketball teams. Here's part of what you'll see.
A strong group of guards leads the 2014 Sports Jam team, headed by Osseo's number 25, Wheeler Baker. The senior led the Orioles in scoring, averaging over 22 points, while playing all 30 games for the Section 5 4A champions. Baker was named first-team All-Metro by the Star Tribune and will play Division I ball at Albany in New York next season. Champlin Park's Alexis Alexander wrapped up a strong career for the Section 5 4A runner-up Rebels. Alexander, a South Dakota State signee, averaged 14 points, 4 assists, and 3 steals per game. 1,000-point scorer Lexi will play in the Coaches Association All-Star Game. Wayzata's number 2 senior captain Becca Senden makes our squad for a second straight season. Known for being a solid blue line defender, Senden scored 7 goals as a senior, including 3 on the power play, and was named All-Conference and All-State. Maple Grove's number 7 Sam Valerius became the 6th player in Crimson history to surpass 100 career points, tallying 17 goals and 30 assists this season. Valerius was chosen for the Great 8 tournament. It's an encore edition of Sports Jam's All-Area show this coming week. It's on Monday through Wednesday at 3:30, 6:30, and 9:30 p.m., plus anytime on the web at 12.tv. So
another fun winter season and have it in the books right now.
All right. Thanks,
Great.
Jay.
You're welcome.
Well, still ahead, news that's music to the ears of some Brooklyn Park residents.
Plus, the prom proposal that led to a big prize in Maple Grove.
It took some work, but the marching band competition will be back for this summer's Tater Daze Parade. The competition was cut from last year's lineup because of budget cuts. Two women started an online fundraiser to bring it back, saying the parade just wasn't the same without music.
You know, at first I was confident, but when it didn't go anywhere, I was really losing hope. And, you know, last minute we had, you know, some donations come through, which was really nice.
With some big last-minute pledges from the Elks Lodge and Kelly's 19th hole, the women raised enough money to move forward with the competition. Well, if you're the parent of a high school student, you're probably well aware that this is prom season.
Going to prom isn't cheap. It can cost upwards of $1,500 per couple. But a Maple Grove store will pick up the tab for one couple because of their very special prom.
Okay, that's the best it's gonna get.
For Rebecca Dommel, a date with her boyfriend of almost 3 years is here over the computer. Juan Suarez is at the U.S. Naval Academy.
It's different because we used to walk to class all the time together, but now we can't really do that.
But for Valentine's Day,
There's some lovely tissue paper used here.
Rebecca decided to record opening up their gifts.
We never really had any videos like with each other, and so like, hey, you know, for Valentine's Day, why don't we just like videotape some stuff?
What she didn't know was inside the box, Juan had a special note.
A picture?
Yeah.
That asked her to go to prom.
I really wanted to do something special for her senior prom.
Juan is home on spring break now, but he got leave granted to come back to take his girlfriend to prom.
Leave is really hard to obtain where he is, but we had hopes.
It was such a good proposal story that Rebecca entered it in a contest to have prom expenses paid through the new store Glitz in the shops at Arbor Lakes.
What they did was they submitted on Facebook, onto our Facebook page, and then they just had friends and family and random strangers like their post on Facebook.
Rebecca and Juan's story won prizes topping $1,000. A dress, tux, jewelry, free hair and makeup, flowers, a photo session, and dinner.
It's just been such a neat experience, and it's kind of like as you're like making the appointments and getting everything ready, you're like, wow, this is so much stuff.
Oh, I was elated, you know, just ecstatic about everything.
Prizes that are sure to make this prom unforgettable. Rebecca and Juan also received a free tux rental, but Juan plans to wear his military uniform, so Rebecca plans to give the rental to her grandfather, who will use it for this summer for his 90th birthday. So that was a fun story to work on.
It was a really fun story. It seems like some good kids. They deserved it.
Yeah, they'll have fun. That's all the time we have for now. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
Have a nice weekend. We'll see you Monday at 4.